What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm shooting this video a little differently. This is more like a old school style of YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Just dude in camera recording. And what I want to talk to you about today is I want to talk about do not let video game collecting ruin your life. Literally and semi, literally. Or any kind of collecting for that matter. Trading cards, autographs, shoes, whatever it is that you collect. Boogers. Although I don't think boogers would really ruin your life unless you have a girlfriend, and then you probably won't have a girlfriend any longer after she finds the container of bogeys. But anyways, so according to GameEye, which is what I track my collection with, like all these games have been scanned in or manually added, it says that my total value for my game collection is about $12,333. Now that includes strategy guides, game consoles, controllers, all that. As far as I remember, I've scanned everything. I have over 500 games, which, compared to other YouTubers, is not very much. But I mean, it's a crap ton. I mean, this is a huge shelf, basically full of games. And then I got a smaller shelf behind me, which you guys can kind of see in my other videos. It's where the Pokemon cards and stuff are stacked. Actually, there's two shelves. And it's a lot, man. And honestly, I think about it all the time. Like, this happened for two reasons. Number one, it happened because I needed a cool background for my YouTube videos. Okay? Which is not a very good reason to do this. But it does make you look more credible when you're talking about stuff on YouTube. So it's nice eye candy, and that's basically all it is. It's just basically wall art. Could have just like got a poster of video games on the shelf and just put that back there. Would have been a lot cheaper. Then the second reason is I grew up poor. And I think for a lot of people that might be the reason that they do this kind of stuff. Because when you're poor, growing up, you'd have like a 32-inch TV in your room, maybe a 27-inch TV if you were lucky. And you would have one game console, maybe a handheld and a home console, or maybe you would be lucky and have two. And you'd have like 2 or 3 games for it. Because, your parents weren't dropping $50 for brand new games all the time, because for a long time it was $49.99 for new games. So basically anytime a new game would come out that you really wanted to play, you would have to give up one of the few games, or maybe even all the games that you currently had, to afford the new one. And so you would only end up with like 2 or 3 games at a time, but you were cool with that because you were just chasing that new experience and everything. So when you become an adult, you have a lot of extra money to spend on this kind of stuff. Well, that's also loose, because there are way better things as an adult that I should have spent this money on. But because I want more of things I want than I want more of things I need, this ended up happening. And I've been blessed, with as much work that I put in and as much fortune that I get, either through knowing friends that give me great deals and stuff like that, or, whatever. But this happened because I was poor as a kid. And I always hated when a new game would come out and I couldn't get it unless I gave up another game. So throughout my entire childhood, I never had like a huge stack of games. When the PS3 came out, I was like 16. The end of 2006, the PS3 came out, and I got one in 2007. And I was still living at home, but I had started working part-time jobs at places, so I had more money, and I actually ended up with a pretty good amount of PS3 games. I think I had like 20, which was pretty impressive. But then you start moving out of your parents' house, and you have other bills, and so then like your budget to blow on random crap gets a lot smaller. Then you end up doing the same thing, where you're like, well, I gotta trade stuff in if I want to be able to get this new game while it's still brand new for $60. So now that I've reached a point where I have hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I can do whatever I want with on a monthly basis. Um, a lot of that's allocated to this, a lot of it's allocated to Pokemon cards, a lot of it's allocated to wrestling autographs or anything else that I want. And things are a lot easier to afford nowadays. You know, like if I want to, like, you know, I just bought an Elgato and an Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Edition, and that was like $850, I think, after the taxes and everything. Now, obviously, I didn't just pay $850 straight out for that because, well, for one, that would be irresponsible, especially since I already have an Xbox Series X. I literally just didn't want to bring it from my TV room to my computer room where I do all my videos just to stream. I was like, well, I kind of want the Galaxy Series X, and I, want to be able to stream, but I also want to have an Xbox in there for whenever I'm not streaming and I just want to lay or like relax on the recliner and play some Call of Duty or whatever game. So yeah, I bought a second Xbox Series X. Then the other day, I bought this, and it came with the box, but the box is in the other room. I got a Switch Lite, and it's the Pokemon one. Got a pretty good deal on it. It's in flawless shape. I absolutely love it. I love the size. Like, it's great, man. And but I already had an OLED Switch, so I really didn't need this. And so me as a kid, I would never have done something like that. I would never have been like, Mom, please buy me a PS2 Silver Edition when I already have a slim PS2. And that's what I'm trying to get at, man. Like, I've reached a point now where I pretty much have almost every game I want. There's probably like 50 games that I must have to satisfy my retro collecting needs. But the thing is, I don't need any of that. Especially when you consider the fact that, like, you know, anything like this, there's the remake. The remake is amazing. It's like one of the best ever, in my opinion. And you can buy this for like $10, you know, if you're lucky, or maybe 15. Catch it around Halloween, you could buy it digitally, probably for like $10, maybe less. But then this game's like, I don't know, over $50 maybe? I haven't checked the price in a while. I don't really keep up with prices that much because it doesn't matter to me. But, yeah, so like why chase after the PS1 version when you could buy a way better version on a modern console for, you know, a lot less? Other than the fact that that's the version you played as a kid and you really want to own it because you had a good time with it. But then there's stuff like Assassin's Creed Unity. I have decided that I do not like Assassin's Creed games, and I've been on the fence with Assassin's Creed for a long time. I really wanted to like the franchise. I have a bunch of the different games. Like, there's the SEO collection here, we got Odyssey, and then there's some other ones here, Origins, Syndicate, and then I got a bunch of them on the 360 here. But these are games that I'm probably never going to play, yet I own them. So that's what I mean with, like, don't let video game collecting, like, ruin your life, because that was a waste of time, it was a waste of money, and it's a waste of space in my house. But they're also kind of worthless. So now I'm just kind of stuck with it. You know, because if I sell it, it's going to be like $2. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'd rather have it than have $2. Now, yeah. And then there's stuff like this, right? So this is the only loose Switch game I own. And I'm kind of OCD. Like, I don't like the fact that I have this game loose. And I know that it's going to be really hard to find just the case somewhere. So what I'm going to end up doing, this is a Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. I'm probably going to end up buying the game again. And then I'll give this loose copy to my girlfriend or something. Because, yeah, I just hate the fact that I can't put it, you know, with the rest of these Switch games. Another thing, too, like PS1, you know, PS1's very special to me because that was the system that really got me into video games. I mean, I had Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and I had played original Nintendo before that, and I had an original Game Boy. But when PlayStation 1 came out, that's like when it really kind of took off for me. I was like, dude, these things can have storylines with like cutscenes. It's like you're watching a cartoon while you're playing. Yeah, but also all of these PS1 games, I could play it in better shape on the computer emulated than I could putting it in the PS3 or putting it in the PS2 over there on my retro cards. So like, there's literally no point in having these PS1 games. But the thing is, like, this right here, being able to look at the back of this, being able to open this, pull this menu out. I'm not going to do it, but you see what I'm saying. Like, so is it worth $50 or however much this game is just for the luxury of being like, there it is, dude. And here's the manual. And man, what did it say on the back of the case? Is that worth it? Probably not. But it is real easy to get lost in game collecting. Or like me, where I just decided one day that I want to own all of the Call of Duty games. But you know which Call of Duty game I play? Black Ops 6, which is the brand new one. And the thing is I bought Black Ops 6. I pre-ordered it at GameStop. And when you pre-order it, you get the Steelbook. And the Steelbook's pretty sweet. Now, I opened this just to take the disc out and put it in here. That's the only reason I opened that game. Because I'm playing it on Game Pass. This disc hasn't been in either one of my Xboxes. So why the fuck did I spend $74 on that? When I'm paying $20 a month for Game Pass Ultimate to play it that way. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of money. It's stupid. But I still did it. And I didn't even care that I did it. I care right now because I'm, trying to make myself feel guilty about it. But, I pre-ordered it a while ago, and so, I didn't pay $74 all at once for it, And I believe I got, $5 off also because it was, my coupon for GameStop for that month. But that really doesn't justify the fact that I paid $74 just to have the disc sit in a metal case and not even ever use the disc because I'm not going to get rid of Game Pass. Or, man, another thing that's been happening recently, I bought Sparking Zero, and this game is really good. It's really fun, but there's a lot of problems with it. It's still in the PlayStation. But I haven't fired up the PlayStation since, the week that this came out. And I believe that was, the beginning of October. I've just been playing Xbox and Switch. I've been playing Mario Party Jamboree and Splatoon 3 and some Pokemon Unite. I've been getting back on there. But yeah, I spent $74 on that for the PlayStation 5. And then I also bought Undisputed the same day. And I bought something else that day. Yeah, Splatoon 3 I bought that day. But Undisputed is not in playable condition, in my opinion. So, not only did I waste $75 on Sparking Zero, which I don't feel as bad about because it's a fun game, but I spent $75 on this game thinking that it was going to be in better shape than it was since it's been on computer for a year or longer, and it wasn't. That was $150 that I could have used towards something useful. Because now this has been useless to me for a month and a half, and I'm probably not going to go back and play Undisputed for 6 months. I hope by then they'll have it fixed. Then Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I probably will go back and play that fairly soon, a lot sooner than 6 months, but I don't know when that's going to be because I'm busy a lot and I have other games to play. Mario Party, Black Ops 6, Flight Simulator 2024 comes out next week, so I'm going to be wanting to check that out. But yeah, it's just a lot of waste of money here, man. And then I also still want to play this game. I'm not going to pay for the remaster, though. But Horizon Zero Dawn, never played that. Still need to play that. Same thing goes for Monster Hunter World. I have thought about playing Monster Hunter World so much since I got this game. And even before that, I mean, I've been thinking about buying it forever. Haven't played it. Haven't played it. And it's not like I can't make it convenient. I can't just go put the disc in, take the portal to my bedroom, and play it before I go to sleep at night. Totally could do that. But I just don't. So I guess what I'm trying to get at with this video is don't fucking do this. Don't buy a lot of games because it's stupid. It is not useful to have all of them at once. And honestly, when I think about it, I had it a lot better as a kid than it felt at the time. Having 2 or 3 good solid games, only 2 or 3 good solid choices to play, was a lot better than I thought it was. I'm not saying that I'm going to sell or get rid of any of these games, but I think from now on, most of the stuff that I'm going to buy is going to be on the Switch, the Xbox, and the PS5, maybe the One and the PS4. Because if I want to play a PS1 game that bad, I'll just emulate it. Or I'll wait till it's on like their streaming service or whatever. But yeah, guys, I regret it. I regret this. I do think it's cool to have 2 Switches and 2 Xbox Series X's, but what good is that going to do me in like 5 years from now? Like nothing. You know, and if all this stuff is worth $12,000, it definitely probably would cost more than that when I bought it all. For the most part, maybe. Maybe not. But I think that if I could just go, bam, give me $12,000, I think I'd rather have $12,000. But obviously, it's not that easy. You gotta piece it out one by one, pay all these fees, ship everything away. Not that I'm even intending to do that anyways, but yeah, that's all I got to say about that, man. Don't think just because you don't have one game in the franchise or that you have this game loose that you've got to go out and buy it complete to satisfy some kind of like mental goal that you've set for what you expect your collection to be like. Because at the end of the day, this is just a bunch of shit. And it's going to continue to be a bunch of shit, whether it's all in a case or not. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and comment below. Let me know how you feel about game collecting in general. I'll catch you guys in the next video.